ॐ वाङ् मे मनसि प्रतिष्ठिता मनो मे वाचि प्रतिष्ठितम् आविराविर्मयेधि वेदसमआणिस्थः श्रुतं मे मा प्रहासि अनेनाधीतेनाहोरात्रान् सन्दधामि ऋतं वदिष्यामि सत्यं वदिष्यामि तन्मामवतु तद्वक्तारमवतु अवतु माम् अवतु वक्तारमवतु वक्तारम्। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। हरिः ओम्। Om. May my speech be accorded with the mind. May my mind be accorded with the speech. O self-effulgent one Brahman, reveal thyself to me. May you both speech and mind be the carriers of the highest truth to me. May not all that I have heard depart from me. May I be able to join day and night through this study with Brahman. I shall utter what is verbally true. I shall utter what is mentally true. May that Brahman protect me. May that Brahman protect the teacher. May that protect me. May that protect the teacher. Om, peace, peace, peace be unto you all. Good morning. This morning, I am going to speak a very important aspect of spiritual life. But before starting, I am very excited to chant one of my favorite verses, because apparently the weather is not favorable. So the verse is excellent. It says, Yadyachyuta kathalapa rasa pijusa varjitam taddinam durdinam manne meghachanna na durdinam. That day is the bad day when yadi achyuto kathalapa. Yadi means if. Achyuta means Sri Krishna. Yadi achyuta katha alapa. Katha alapa means take the name of God or discussion about God. Achyuta is the God, Achyuta is Sri Krishna is the God. So, that day when we are unable to take the name of God or we discuss about God, Achyuta, which is raso pijusa. Pijusa means nectar, which is a kind of nectar. The discussion of God or take the name of God, which is like a nectar. Nectar, people take nectar to become immortal. So his name is like a kind of nectar. Meghachanna, taddinam durdinam manne. That day is the bad day. Taddinam, that day, Durdinam, bad day. Manne, it is considered that day is the bad day. Meghachanno no durdinam. The clouded, stormy day is not considered is a bad day. So today we are taking the name of God. So for us, it is not at all a bad day. Today is a good day for us because we are taking the name of God, which is Raso Pijusa, which is just like a nectar. So this morning I am going to speak on the power of will. In Christianity, the subject matter of will is discussed in depth. We find in Christianity there are various kinds of will, free will, God's will, different kinds of will. But in Indian philosophy, for a specific reason, the will is used for a very specific reason. And it is extremely important aspect in our spiritual life. In Sanskrit, the concept of will is said in Bhagavad Gita, it is said as dhriti. In Upanishad, we find it as kratu. It is also called ichha. So, this is a kind of ichha, will, kratu in various names. This will has been discussed in Indian scriptures. But what is the will? I shall give you different examples. It is obviously a special state of human mind. Every day we think lot of, planning. We do lot of planning, lot of thoughts come on the surface of our mind. But how many thoughts we would implement? How many thoughts we bring into our action? Only few. And here comes the will. Lot of thoughts, if we do not pay any attention, die down. So, there are two aspects in our mind. One, some thoughts we actualize, we implement it, or some thoughts they die down. And the thoughts die down, they swing like a pendulum between two poles. The poles are the ascernment and the doubt, or the acceptance or the negation. So these are things when it die downs. Whereas when the mind decides to translate our thoughts into action, it somehow overpowers these doubts. A definite conclusion, deliberate or one-pointed motive is required to overpower these doubts. And this one-pointed force is called will. In other words, the fewer are our doubts, the more our will. If we analyze the mind, we find there are 10 different expressions of our mind. Desire, resolution, doubt, faith, ridicule, adherence, repulsion, bashfulness, comprehension, and fear. These are the 10 aspects of our mind. Among them, resolution creates the motive force. It is a kind of executive officer who actualizes the thoughts into action. It is will which really is the machine for the materialization of our thoughts. Now, some say that it is not necessary to actualize all thoughts. There are people, they think that it is not necessary to understand rose to crush the rose. So they like beauty. They like the beauty of roses. So there are other, they are higher order. They think that if thought cannot be materialized, but they give the use of deeper understanding, that is also kind of actualization of thought. If we have some deeper understanding of something, it is not something outside in the world we can see which has been materialized, but we can understand it. We can clearly conceptualize it. So that is also a kind of materialization, but not in literally means the in reality. It is a kind of intrinsic, which is the intrinsic kind of potential kind of understanding. Many people are of the opinion that a thought, howsoever noble and wonderful, it is not good if it is not translated into action. It is a kind of, say, the Platonic kind of understanding. Platonic understanding, they call Platonic love, which has no any expression. There is love, but there is no any expression. So if there is no any expression of materialization of something, what use of that? So the people, they are in this kind of opinion that if materialization is the must, so they are kind of materialistic people. So the happiness or the materialization of thoughts, it depends upon different level of people. The scientist, they think that it is not very important, or mathematicians, they don't think it is very important to materialize the thing. If we understand that thing, that is important. It is not that something we can see in the outside in the world. It is not that much important. If we understand that, that is enough. So, both these kind of people are there. But in spiritual life, this power of will is extremely important. In worldly life, there are two sets of people, and we find both the cases, the action of will is very important. So the force that brings our thoughts into action or deeper understanding, that is called will. Will is the dynamic aspect of our self. Will is the dynamic aspect of our pure intelligence. Intelligence or buddhi is the determining factor, whether we shall do it or not. The resolution, the determinative factor is called buddhi. But buddhi is not dynamic. The dynamic aspect of buddhi, pure buddhi, is called will. So you can understand that in every aspect of our life, the will is extremely important. So, will is the translating factor of our thoughts. Let us take a very concrete illustration about the will. Suppose an ordinary person of the world thinks that he will be happy if he can secure a large amount of money. This person cannot be happy merely by contemplating money. He must find out the ways and means for getting it, and must develop a strong determination in his mind to withstand all obstacles. Thus, his materialized thought is expressed in the realm of matter by actual possession of desired amount of money. This is the clear function of will, and it is the materialistic people. But a jnani, he would receive the same happiness by realizing the realm of spirit, his unity with the spiritual essence present in the essence of wealthy. Take another example. How can you distinguish the happiness of a successful doctor who performed a successful, very critical operation and a farmer who produced a huge crop. Both are happy. But can you distinguish the happiness between these two? Doctor's happiness is greater or better, and the farmer's happiness is inferior or something like that, or vice versa? You cannot. So whatever may be the happiness and whatever be the output of happiness or outcome of happiness, the will force is same. Let us take another example. Sri Ramakrishna. We know Sri Ramakrishna was suffering by throat cancer. And one day Swami Vivekananda came to him and said, you know, you are a realized person. So if you think that you will be cured, and if you can concentrate on your wound area, and if you can pray to your mother, then you will be cured. We believe that. But Sri Ramakrishna was little bit hesitant, and he did not want to do that, because he did not connect his physical body with the spiritual thing. He said, I am fine. But the direct disciples, they pressurized him. So he said that, okay, let me see. After a few days, he called the direct disciples and he said that I asked my mother. The mother smiled and at once pointed out to me the thousands and millions of human forms on the earth who were enjoying their meals, and made me realize that I was present in all those different forms. So as it were, he is eating through thousands and millions of mouths. So his identification as a person increased and expanded and identified with everybody. This illustration shows that one can place one's consciousness to a level from where one can enjoy all material happiness just by means of one's spiritual expansion. For that reason, philosophers do not give as much importance to the will as practical people of the world do. However, the function of will should on no account be neglected or underestimated. It is very much necessary in spiritual life. Even those who want to attain spiritual greatness must develop this power of will. Let me give you another example how will functions in spiritual life. Take the instance of meditation. When you are meditating, what you are doing? You are thinking. What you are thinking? Either you are thinking some past thoughts, or you are trying to concentrate your mind on some object that you have seen earlier. The concentration means you are trying to eliminate all thoughts from your mind, and you are trying to concentrate on particular one object or one thought. Yes, that is the definition of meditation, what Patanjali gave. Continuous thoughts of particular one thing, one object, or one thought. So eliminating all other thoughts, holding only one thought, uninterrupted flow of thoughts. In Sanskrit it is said prattayo ekotanota. The word ekotanota means ek means one. Tanota means one frequency, one thought. So holding one thought. So what we do when we sit for meditation, we try to hold one thought, but 1,000 thoughts crowd in our mind and disturb us. As a result, we lose the main important thought or main important object. We are trying to grab it and pull it under the focus of our mind, but again we lose it. So this tug of war. So what is the force you are applying to bring your object of meditation or thought of meditation under your focus? That is will. Because when you are putting something, eliminating all thoughts and holding only one thought to bring it into action, that is will. And in meditation, that is what we are doing. Now let us see how can we develop our will, because as a student, as an ordinary human being, as a spiritual seeker, we must develop our willpower, because it is our one-pointed focus of our mind. There are three functions of human mind. You know that it is from Plato. The feeling, thinking, and willing. Cognition, affection, volition. There is another aspect which is called cognition. But let us take for the time being three: cognition, affection, and volition. So what happens if we see in the external world something, it hits us in our mind as a stone if we throw in a calm and quiet lake. And what happens as a result? The cognition triggers up. We think, what will be our reaction? When the ripples in that calm and quiet lake, that is equivalent to our thoughts. That in technical term in Indian philosophy is called vritti. So immediate cognition, and then what happens? Either we become happy, or we become angry, or we become disturbed, or we become sad. Reaction, feeling. The cognition or thinking triggers the feeling. And then what happened? We waste our feeling. Either we cry or we angry. Anger, hatred, jealousy, fear. These are the reaction. Then, but if we control that and channelize that feeling, then only the will or volition comes up. So if we have to strengthen our will, we have to channelize our feeling. That is extremely important. When the thinking power with the active force of feeling at its back, instead of being wasted through sentimental obstructs or sentimental expression, is converted into will, something constructive and positive is accomplished. Therefore, for the development of a very powerful and strong will, it is necessary to exercise and culture these three functions simultaneously. One must have a very keen and sensitive feeling in order to be a successful man of action. Very often, we fail to realize the need of a fine, sensitive mind of success in life. So we think the successful persons don't have any kind of feeling. They are hard-boiled men, hard-hearted men. They are very punctual, very systematic. There is no place of feeling in their mind. But it is not true. Unless there is feeling, will cannot be strengthened. So, the main secret is to convert our feeling into will. Let us take another example or another instance. Whereas a person of strong will feels the problem even more deeply than other. He conserves his motive force and does the necessary thing. This shows that feeling, instead of being a hindrance in the development of the will, really helps us. But when wasted in stupid outburst, undoubtedly it becomes hindrance. So conversion of feeling into will is very important. The feeling must be there. The stronger the feeling, the better is for the development of a productive willpower. The feeling should be sent directly to the head, where it must be generate a strongest power of right contemplation and resolution. ways and means of combining danger and obstacles in the way must be figured out, while the mind must be prepared to face and overcome them. Hindu philosophy believes in the unlimited possibility of the power of man, immense power of this will force. Always Swamiji said that, you have immense power, you can do anything and everything. You can crush the mountain, you can drink the ocean. Man can do anything. He has the potentiality of infinite perfection within him. Only owing to certain obstacles, he cannot express that potential perfection in the realm of matter. But if develops his will more and more, drawing his inspiration from the inner realm of spirit, he can achieve even the material world, anything he wants. Thus, it is the will which actually forms the connecting link between inner spiritual body and the outer physical world. The inner subtle body is the workshop for contemplation, determination, and recognition of dangers and difficulties and the development of will. In Hindu philosophy, there are the concepts of three bodies: the gross body, the subtle body, and the causal body. The subtle body is just like dream body. What happens in dream body? This is the subtle body. We have the body consciousness, we have everything, but not the physical body. We can move, we can talk, we can do whatever we like. But our physical body is completely inert at that point of time. So, this is the concept of our subtle body. So, there are some bodies which we call subtle body, and that is the factory or workshop of development of will. Whatever is decided there is expressed through the physical body. So, will is the connecting link between our subtle body and the physical body or the external world, which can convert the thoughts into action. Thoughts are in the realm of subtle body. The mind, how you can define your mind? The mind is in the realm of subtle body. So this bridge is necessary. It is the will that transfers the inner spiritual force to the physical body. Consequently, if the will is not strong enough, the inner perfection of spirit does not find any channel to express itself through the physical plane. Let us take, for instance, our reflex, instinct, and all other things. If we suddenly stretch our hand unconsciously, a musician can play instrument without any, just casually, means without anything else. You can type in the computer unconsciously. So do you think there is willpower is present there? Because it is a kind of instinctual action. It is a kind of abrupt action. In this case also, some subtle kind of willpower is present. Unaware, spontaneous reflection where subtle willpower is also working. What about the samaskaras? The samaskaras, we know, the piled up impressions of our past actions. That samaskars has a tremendous role in our life, obviously in spiritual life. Take very concrete example. You thought you will meditate. This is a very good day. Nobody will disturb. In your room, in a cozy room, a little bit turn on the heater in a higher degree, and you sit for meditation, turn off your mobile phone. Suddenly, a thought came into your mind, and that was 30 years old thought, and you become very upset. Oh my God, it happened in 30 years. And you lost in that thought, and your meditation has gone. So even if we determine to do something, we cannot because of our hidden samaskaras. Who will send you this thought, and from where? This is the function of samaskaras, which is not under our control. So we are actually the puppet in the hand of our samaskaras. So what is samaskaras? Samaskaras are the impressions of our all actions. Not in this life, what we did, but also our past life. And that is character. Our character depends upon our samaskaras. Characters is the resultant force of our samaskaras. And samaskaras come from what we do, what we think, what we hear, what we listen, what we do, everything. They leave some kind of impression in our mind, in our unconscious. And the sum total of that impression is called samaskaras. And the resultant of samaskaras is character. It prompts us. It controls our personality. So, the reflex, automatic and instinctive and inspirational actions result of the reaction of samaskaras. The natural process of manifestation of those samaskaras in the form of action involves mediumship of the will. The thoughts, in the beginning I said that thousands of thoughts come up in our conscious mind, but only few we actualize. And what we actualize, that is because of the function of will. When the stimulus of any action comes from outside, the will reacts in a manifested form. In case of reflex, automatic and inspirational action, it is the samaskaras which mainly supplies the motive power. Therefore, the will, although present, does not express itself distinctly. So, there must be some samaskaras which controls will in ordinary person. That's why to the spiritual person it is said to purify their mind. The purification is nothing but to feed good things in your unconscious. How can we purify? What is the way of purification? Because what is done, we cannot get it. Samaskar has already built. How can we change the samaskaras? So feed good things, do good things, tell good things. That will make some good samaskaras. Sri Ramakrishna used to say, if you eat onion or garlic, your verb will be just like with that kind of smell. So, we have to feed good things. So, our samaskaras, what will come to our conscious mind, that will be something good. That is the way of changing our samaskaras. For developing a strong and well-balanced power of will, the very first requisite is the quality of Shraddha. In other words, this particular aspect of Shraddha, Swami Vivekananda emphasized a lot. Although this term is very important, and generally it is translated in a very bad way, which is called faith. Faith is not belief. Shraddha is the process by which our faith and belief transforms into action, transforms into one-pointed determination. The Shraddha is also one-pointed determination. So actually, there is not much difference between willpower and Shraddha. The Shraddha and willpower is almost same. So that is very important development of Shraddha. Primarily, it is absolute faith in one's own self arising from the true knowledge. If we get some success in anything else, we develop some kind of confidence. And that is the source. We have to do something. We have to take a little risk coming out from our security zone. And that gives us confidence. That helps us to develop our willpower. Secondly, so The gaining confidence from the past action, rather successful action. Secondly, Shraddha involves trust in the external world as well. Objective faith, this is external world faith, on the external world is objective faith. The objective faith and confidence are reliable agents in another aspect of Shraddha. So, this confidence is very important. Self-confidence and the objective security of trust are logically aroused. There comes the wonderful power of consciousness. That spiritual force is called Shraddha. Self-confidence and objective security. Yes, I can do it. This kind of thing. And you can only determine and you gain this confidence to say that yes, I can do it only when you can get a little bit success. So this success will give you the confidence. But if you don't work, if you don't take a step to go forward, then how can that confidence will come? How can it be developed? Routine, our routine work is very important. Routine is one of the means of development of willpower. You know, I would tell you in this context, one of our very senior Swamis advised to me when I came in this country. So I thought the senior Swamis, they will advise me about highly spiritual practice and how I can hold God, etc., etc. But to my extreme surprise, I found that he told me, please hold your routine tightly. And that's all. I was surprised. But afterwards I found that this routine helps us to develop our willpower. Because how can you get the success? Try to maintain your routine. That success, yes, this is the first step of the development of will. Yes, I am adhere. I hold this routine. I am successful in holding my routine. That will give you confidence. And from there you will start to develop the willpower. Take one thing, not the whole routine of your whole day or life. Take one thing. Yes, at that time I shall do these things. Hold on to that. And that will give the confidence. Yes, I can do it. A tremendous confidence. And again, another thing, that will also only once if you can do, that will give you a tremendous confidence. Your mind is dragging to do something, you are tempted to do something. tell your mind, don't do this, I shall not do this. Hold on to other things. Only once, if you can do it, just see in the next phase how much your confidence, power of mind, means the willpower will develop. Just see it. You will be a different person, I can assure you. So, face the brute. Swami Vivekananda's life, he was traveling in Benares as an itinerant monk. And in Durgabadi or what is that? Near the Durga Mandir and the what is that? Sankatmochan temple. I don't know how many of you visited Benares. Near the Durga Mandir and Sankatmochan temple. Sankatmochan temple is the temple of Hanuman. Sankatmochan is Hanuman. So in Sankatmochan temple, he was going, and suddenly there was a huge monkey fold. They snatch things, they are the king there. So suddenly they attacked Swami Vivekananda on the road itself. And he was afraid and he started running. And they were also chasing him. Suddenly, Swami Vivekananda heard a voice. Face the brute, face the brute. He saw another monk. He was telling him, face the brute. So, Swami Vivekananda just turned and stood before the flock of monkeys. And immediately, the monkeys also stopped. And Swami Vivekananda proceeded one step towards them, and they flew away. So this is also important to development of will. Face the brutes. Who are the brutes here? Our desire, our thoughts. Face the brute, and they will go. Because they are weak. Find the life of Buddha. Also had the same thing, Buddha went different groups to learn meditation. He had two Alar Kalam, and there he had two gurus who teach them the yoga and other meditation techniques. And ultimately, he resolved, and he sat under the bo tree. And he resolved that unless I realize, I may die, but I would not get up from this seat unless I realize. And he did. So this kind of willpower is extremely needed. But we have to increase it, develop it step by step. Not immediately. We need the development of strong will, which is the outcome of tremendous discipline or shraddha or abhyasa in regular practice. And then it will become much easier for us to convert our productive activity into swatik piece of knowledge. Actually, this practice of development of willpower is the rajasic quality. It is the action. Action is a rajasic quality. But it is better than tamasic. We are inert. We are idle. we do not do anything. So, the tamasic attitude only, the ordinary nature of human being, especially nowadays, what we want to do, what is that? Search your mobile, take the definition in bullet form, and that's all. Okay, I got it. So everything depends upon the information. You got the information and you are satisfied. Okay, I got it. Please tell me bullet point. A book which is, say, about 5,000 pages. Can you tell me what is the content of that in bullet point? In few words. Is it possible? People are studying those scriptures years after years, whole life. And they want to know it in a bullet point in 1 to 3 sentences, and that's all. Is it possible? However, so this is the important way, and we can only overcome our tamasic quality by rajasic quality, and rajasic quality by sattvic quality. We cannot jump from tamasic to sattvic. So, this is the rajasic quality. So, we can now jump to the sattvic quality of the aspect of will. What is the sattvic quality? Direct your willpower towards inward. So far I spoke to actualize the action of the external world. If our will is disconnected from all kind of desire, it will turn inward, and when it will come inward, the enlightenment come. Huge force we can appoint to elevate our spiritual consciousness, and that is the sattvic aspect of it. So, this is the actual way of development of will, the power of will, and how can we actualize. In any field of our life, the development of this willpower is extremely important. Whether we are student, we are in the household life, in spiritual life, whatever walks we are. This is extremely important. Do you have any question? Quick question. And obviously, these are again not the theories, but the practice. Okay. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah, Sarve Santu Niramaya, Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu, Ma Kaschit Dukkham Apnuat, Sarvastarotu Durgani, Sarvo Bhadrani Pashyatu, Sarva Sadbuddhimapnotu, Sarva Sarvatra Nandatu, Durjana Sajjano Bhuyat, Sajjana Shantimapnuat, Shantamuccheti Bandhebhyo Muktaschanyan vimochayet. May all be happy. May all enjoy good health. May all see happy events. May all be freed from miseries. May all be freed from dangers. May all realize what is good. May all be actuated by noble thoughts. May all rejoice everywhere. May the wicked become virtuous. May the virtuous attain tranquility. May the tranquil be free from bondages. May the freed make others free. May the Supreme Spirit, the presiding deity of all sacred activities, be satisfied. For He being pleased, the whole universe feels satisfied. Om, peace, peace. Peace be unto you all. As usual, tea and coffee will be served in our Sardhananda hall, which will be followed by Prasad luncheon. You are all requested to join. Next Sunday, we will have a lecture by our guest Swami Vidyanathananda. The subject will be scientific spirit. He is a very good speaker and obviously intellectual. So, next Sunday. Thank you very much for coming this beautiful day. Because for us, it is beautiful.